What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another unboxing video. Today we're going to be unboxing some more items from H2O Plants, and in this box I have some Hardscape items as well as some aquatic plants, so there should be some pretty nice things in here. And like always, we got the trusty X-Acto knife, make an incision there and an incision here. So let's open this thing up, and the first thing that's looking at us here are the pieces of driftwood, and man, this one here, this looks awesome, and it's a little bit bigger than I thought. Here, maybe we should get the packaging slip out of here first, but you can tell this is all kind of holding everything in place, and we'll get a better look at this in a moment, but this really is a cool piece of driftwood. We've also got some Malaysian driftwood. These are some nice pieces. I got some pretty cool plans for these. And of course we've got all of the plants in here. Here's little tags from the driftwood. What's this? Heat pack? Yep, heat pack. Still warm. Yeah, we got all the plants in here. Before I get too carried away in all of this, I better open up the packaging slip real quick just to get a little recap on what I got. So in here, of course, we've got the packaging slip. Also got the happy with your order cards, which I think there was actually only supposed to be one of those, but whatever. Acclimation guide. Also got the plant cards, of course, which I thought this was a really cool feature last time. It's just a little card that says basic, the basic care for the plants that you got. And finally, we've got some H2O plant stickers. Looks like we've got 4 big ones here and 4 little ones. So I'm gonna have to find a good place to put those. And yeah, so that's pretty cool. Let's get into the driftwood here. We'll start out by taking a look at this spiderwood here, and of course a few pieces broke off during shipping, and really that should be expected, especially with a branchy piece like this. You'll definitely lose a few sections of, not all of it of course, but any wood that I've ever ordered like this, it's always had pieces broken off of it, so really that should be expected. However, this piece is just, it's awesome. I don't have any other words to describe it. There's so many things that I could think to use this for. I'm thinking that I'll likely use this in my new firebelly toads paludarium, and I just, the way that it looks, it has that cool kind of like bog feel, which is sort of what I think of when I picture firebelly toads, so definitely gonna do something cool with this. Now we'll take a look at the Malaysian driftwood, and Malaysian driftwood's pretty standard. It's nothing too crazy, although I do like a lot of the intricacies in these, and I ordered all of these pieces specifically for an aquascape that I haven't started yet, but it's all in conception right now, and these pieces will all match with the main piece that I have getting waterlogged out in the garage right now. And that's not a piece of Malaysian driftwood because of course it doesn't need to be waterlogged. It's so dense that it will just sink right away, and that's one of the benefits of it. But of course with Malaysian driftwood you get a lot of tannins, so I intend on doing a black water setup for that one. I am no stranger to tannins. I used to try to get them out of the water with as much carbon as I possibly could, but I don't care about them anymore. Really, what's it gonna do? The fish like it better anyways, right? So there's not really that much to say about these. I like how they look. They have some cool intricacies on them, and I've got some cool plans for them. So enough on those. Let's move on to the plants. So we've got this nice little thermal wrap burrito here. So let's open it up and see how the plants are looking. Ooh. All that good stuff. Alright. Where to start? Alright, let me set this off to the side. We'll start out here with a Cryptocoryne wendtii red, a Crypt red, and I got one of these last time, but I wanted some more, so I've got one of these here, and I noticed that they changed the labels on here. Last time they're written on with hand. Obviously that's going to take a lot of time, so they upped the game and put these pre-made labels on here, so I'm sure that helps out a lot. And something that I liked last time was the fact that the plants are labeled, as well as how they all come shrink wrapped in their own little thing like this. So that's pretty cool. Crypt Red, we'll open that up here in a moment. Next we've got some Ludwigia SP Red. I really like this, and it looks like some of the leaves kind of died off during shipping, but being a stem plant, it should bounce back pretty quickly. So I wanted some more of these because I felt like I just didn't have enough last time, so I definitely wanted some more of these. Also got 2 helpings of Blobitis, and quite honestly, Blobitis might be my #1 aquarium plant. It just, when it's established and all grown in and stuff, it just looks so cool. The leaves are kind of transparent. It has that nice fern look to it, and I really like ferns, so I'm definitely partial to Blobitis. And I actually have a pretty large one of these in my betas tank that you haven't seen yet, but got 2 of these. Also got 2 Anubias Short Sharp. I got these for my goldfish's tank, and we're gonna section these up a little bit because they're pretty large, and I can definitely get more than 2 plants out of here because the rhizomes look pretty large. So we're gonna put these in there. And finally, I've got 2 Aponogeton boivinianus, and I probably butchered that a little bit, but this plant is awesome. It looks cool. Again, the leaves are kind of transparent, and it grows fairly large, so I think this is gonna be a really cool plant to include in my aquarium collection. And we'll start out with this Crypt Red. It looks fairly large, a little bit larger than last time. So this looks like it survived shipping pretty well. Now this is a Crypt Red, or supposedly that's what it is. I'm thinking that it was grown out of water originally, and that's why the leaves kind of look like this. They don't really look like the one that I have now. And if that is the case, I might be interested in growing this out of water. So if any of you guys have any insight on that, definitely let me know, because I think it might be cool to grow this in a vivarium instead of an aquarium. But I did get it for my betas tank, so you know, it could go either way. But I think this survived shipping pretty well. It's a decent size, so let's get it on into a bucket of water I have over here. Next we'll move on to the Anubias Short Sharp. And yeah, Anubias is so cool. There's so many different types of plants, and they all look slightly different, so it's always cool. These are pretty large. They're a little bit bigger than I thought they would be, but that's alright. Oh, we lost the leaf. No big deal. And yeah, so these are looking pretty nice. I'm thinking that I'm probably going to use most, if not all of these in my goldfish's tank. So I'll cut the rhizomes at different sections and then tie it along a piece of driftwood that I have in there. And like before, you know, these look like they survived shipping pretty well, and really you can expect that with Anubias. It's so hardy, it needs pretty much no light, and it just does really well. So these turned out pretty good. Again, we're going to put them in the bucket of water I have over here to the side. Next, we've got the Ludwigia SP Red, and of any of the plants that I'm seeing so far, this one looks like it may not have done so hot in shipping. So let me get this last section out of here. I ordered 3 sections, and let's see, we've got 1 here. 2 and 3. It's kind of melted there. And 4. I got a little piece of moss in there too, and you know, that's not usable either. So I mean, there's about 4 sections here, definitely usable. I think that this probably came down to just the cold weather. So I mean, it definitely doesn't look terrible. It will bounce back. It's a hardy plant, but doesn't look as good as it did last time around. So that's what I'll say about this. But again, I think it will bounce back and do just fine. And next up is the Blobitis, and this is definitely probably one of the ones I'm most excited about. I have one of these in my Betas tank. As I said, it's fairly large, and I just think this is a really cool plant. It has a really nice look about it, and unfortunately it's a super slow grower, so it's really, I think, the only downside to it, but looks pretty nice. I'm liking it, and we'll put that off into the water as well. And last but not least, we've got these monster Aponogeton. And I say that because comparatively to the other plants, they were much larger. So I probably should have opened this from the bottom, huh? So I can pull the root out. And we've got, let's see, decent amount of leaves that fell off. I don't know if that, I would have to guess that was during shipping, so unfortunately that has occurred. And here it is all stretched out. This piece is about, say 2.5 feet long. Yeah, maybe 2 feet, I don't know. It's pretty long though. And here's the other one. But this is just, I think this is a really cool looking plant as well. It's got that nice transparent look. It almost looks sort of like kelp, just the way it looks, and you know, you'd have it kind of flowing in an aquarium. So I'm really excited to include this into my aquariums, and I just think it's a really cool plant. So we'll get this into the water as well and go from there. I'm getting really tired here, so what I'm going to do is let these plants soak overnight, and we will resume the unboxing tomorrow. So it's the next day, and what I want to do is just lay out all of the plants, and we'll get ourselves a final quality control on everything, and that will about wrap it up. We'll start out by taking a look at the Aponogeton, and they look really good. Of course, we had a few sections fall off during shipping, but I guess that could be expected with a large plant like this and being in the cold season. But you could tell that this section here is new growth, and I really like this plant. I can't wait to use it in one of my aquariums, and overall I'm definitely pleased with how this came in. Next up are the Anubias Short Sharp. They look really good, and I'm definitely pleased with how they came in. You can tell that some of these leaves are newer growth because they have a lighter color to them. And what I'm going to do is just section this off into a ton of separate plants. So this is only actually 2 right now, but I bet you we could get at least 10 out of just these 2, and we'll tie them into my goldfish tank, and they will definitely enjoy them. Hopefully they won't snack on them. I kind of don't think so though. Next up we have the Cryptocoryne red, the Crypt red, and as I said, I feel like most of this is probably emerged growth, so it was grown out of the water, but I'm not totally sure. Just from looking at the way the leaves are and stuff, so that's kind of what I think, and I could just, you know, I could see that growing out of the water, but I could be wrong. So what I'm going to do is throw it in my aquarium, and if all the leaves melt off, then it was growing out of water, and we gotta wait for them to grow back. Next up is the Blobitis, and as I said, this may be my favorite aquarium plant. I just really like the way it grows in, especially whenever it's a mature plant. It just looks really cool, and just like the Aponogeton, it has the transparent leaves, which I like as well, and it sort of looks like a fern, so I definitely like this plant. As I said before though, it's an extremely slow grower, so really that's the only downside to it. And finally we have the Ludwigia SP red. I only ordered 3 segments of this, but as you can see, there are parts that sort of melted off, and I guess you could expect that sometimes in shipping with plants, that some will die. But of anything that shipped, that's really the only one that seemed to have had any issues. So really, if I were to have bought all of these plants, I wouldn't have complained or anything, simply because, you know, sometimes it happens, but it is what it is. After doing a little quality control on the plants, we'll take a look at the driftwood once more. Here's the spiderwood, which I cannot wait to use this. It's an awesome piece of wood, and I can just think of so many cool things to do with it. Of course, a few sections fell off during shipping, and as I said, anytime you're going to order a branchy piece of driftwood like this from anyone, because I've ordered a lot of pieces like this, I can guarantee that little segments will probably fall off, and it's no big deal, but just a lot of these little sections like this, you can kind of expect that. Of course, we also have the Malaysian hardwood, and as I said earlier, this is a pretty common type of wood. You can find it in pretty much any type of pet store, and the cool thing about it is that it has a lot of just nice detail work on it, and it will sink immediately in aquariums because it's so dense. However, with that benefit comes a downside, which is it will release a lot of tannins. So if you're trying to do a blackwater tank, this is definitely the type of driftwood you're going to want to use because it will just release tannins like nobody's business. Mopany wood is also good for that, and it's a really hard wood as well, so really that's what you can expect with those types of woods. Overall, I'm really pleased with the driftwood, and especially this piece of spiderwood. It's just so cool. And the Malaysian hardwood, as I said, it's not really that unique of an item compared to some of the other driftwood you could find, but overall I like these and I have some pretty cool plans for them as well. That about wraps it up for this unboxing video. Once again, a special thanks to Justin at H2O Plants for sending me all of those items for free. He did not have to do that, and as I said early on in the video, my full intention was to pay for all of those things. It just so happened that he sent them to me for free. So do me a favor and give him some love. I'll leave all the links down in the video description below, and I'll also leave some at the end of the video. If you're in the market for some aquatic plants or hardscape materials and other things as well, definitely hit up H2O Plants. I have nothing but good things to say. And as always, I appreciate you guys. I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. We're going to come down here to where I keep all of my fish food and whatnot. And I also have the Vital, of course, and we're going to place one of these stickers. I'm going to put it right